Good morning, grade 6 learners. Today we are going to deal with a new topic that I told you to go and make a research about last week. What is the topic? Yes?
Peer pressure.
Okay, good. So who can tell me what peer pressure is according to their own research? Yes?
Peer pressure refers to the exerted influence by a peer group, which can be either positive or negative.
Okay. So who can give me an example of a negative peer pressure? Did you? Okay, yes.
I feel like a negative peer pressure is whereby someone is influencing you to change your behavior in a bad way, or someone's making you do bad things.
Okay. A positive one? Yes.
According to my research, positive peer pressure is when friends or peers influence each other on doing good things. For example, it can be when classmates are influencing each other to prepare for the coming test or examination.
Okay, good job. Can you please tap that for him? This lesson, you are supposed to grab away what peer pressure is, what is positive peer pressure, what is negative peer pressure. With your answers, I can see that you are heading to the right direction, right? So I'm going to explain what peer pressure is, right? Peer pressure is when you are being influenced by your peers or your age group or people who are in your surrounding. It can be your brother, it can be your friends, it can be your classmates, or whoever, right? But then peer pressure has two sides. It has a positive side and a negative side. Ne? A negative side of peer pressure can impact negatively, right, in the future or anytime. So, negative peer pressure, for example, is when I am forcing Bukhali to do drugs, alcohol, or smoke cigarettes, or date at an early age. Yes. And then, positive peer pressure is when, for an example, Bukhali is influencing Tony's to study, right, every after school. That is also a peer pressure, right, because they are pressurizing you to do what? To do your schoolwork, right? Yes. And then who can tell me any experience they had of peer pressure, be it positive or negative? Any experience? Yes?
When I remember correctly, I experienced peer pressure because my friends, they were coming from rich families, and as I come from a very, very humble background, it happened that their parents bought them very nice sneakers, and you know, as a child, you also want the same for yourself. So after seeing my friends with those sneakers, I then went home and then put pressure on my parents, asking them to buy me those sneakers. While I know very well that they cannot afford those sneakers. So I feel that is peer pressure, because if my friends didn't have those sneakers, I was not gonna pressurize my parents to buy me those sneakers.
Okay. So you can see that peer pressure can be defined as an influence that a group of peers has on an individual. Okay, so we've heard from Helen's experience about peer pressure, right? So peer pressure can be defined as the influence that a group of peers has on an individual. The pressure can cause the individual to change their attitude, values, behaviors in order to meet the group's expectations, right? So I am delivering this lesson to you so that you know that you don't have to impress other people to fit in, or you don't have to do things that you don't want to do because other people are pressurizing you to do. Okay? So the importance of this lesson, before the end of this lesson, I want you to know that you have the right to say no. Okay? You can say no. Ne? So So as I have explained what peer pressure is, right, I would like you to do an activity and write about your own experience with the positive peer pressure. So please write. Yes.
Ma'am, I would like to ask, what if I don't have the positive pressure? I should make up a story.
You can think, like, I have already explained what positive peer pressure is, and you know what positive peer pressure is. You can make your own scenario. Yes, you can make it. Okay, pause. Have you started? Write your own experience. Okay. We are doing this. I want you to have a better understanding, right? I want you to be able to define what positive peer pressure is and know the difference between positive peer pressure and negative peer pressure, right? So learners, you know yourselves, right? Learners who feel like they at risk of being pressured negatively, just know that you have the right to say no. Okay? You don't have to react or do whatever. You can just leave. If you feel like you are in a group friendship whereby you're not happy about the things that they're doing and you feel like you are different from them, you still have a chance to do what? To walk away. It's okay to start afresh. It's okay to stay alone as long as it's gonna benefit you at the end of the day. Right? So with this lesson, I want you to know that peer pressure, negative peer pressure, it's not a good thing. If you feel like you are being negatively pressured, walk away and say no, right? You have the right to say no. And if you feel like your friend, your group friendship is positively affecting you as an individual, it's okay. You can stay there. Be grateful to have such friends in your life, right? Then I would like to give you a homework for next week's lesson. You are going to add the scenario that you wrote down in your book. So I would like you to divide yourself into a group of 4 and 3. Okay? So your homework is go home and practice the scenarios that you are going to show us in class. That this group is going to present positive peer pressure, and you guys are going to do negative peer pressure. Yes. Thank you. So, do you guys understand what peer pressure is?
Yes,
So, ma'am, I have a question there. So, what happens if Gabu is always on top there, right? And then that positively impacts me, right? Like pressures me. But then, what if I am so pressured to an extent where I cannot be where he is, and then I end up feeling frustrated and depressed because I cannot meet the criteria he's with.
Okay, remember, sharp. Okay, remember, it's not a race, it's not a competition, right? It's okay. If you are inspired by him, if you want to do like him, bear in mind that you are not him. You cannot be the same. You know your limits. He knows his own potentials. Do your best. Let him inspire you. Do not compete and want to be in the same level with him. Okay, it's positive to have someone who you look up to and be like, one day I wanna be like Ma'am Umpo. But do not compete with Ma'am Umpo. Why? You are not there, right? Okay, so we now know what positive peer pressure is and negative peer pressure is, right? As with the example he just gave me, it is positive, but it is also negative. If now it's gonna affect his mental state. With him now, he has to have depression or feel like he's not doing his best. Do not put yourself under the bus, under the pressure, right? This is not a you know your limits. You know that I can go up until here. You can't do that. So do not force yourself, yeah, to where someone else is. So, who can give me the last example of good peer pressure? Because it seems like you guys are mixing the things up. Yes.
I remember I used to be a very mischievous child who didn't want to listen to anything from anyone until I met this friend of mine. His name is Tu. He used to preach some Bible verses to me, but that made me change.
Yes, can you please clap out this is your group. Look at your group members. This are your group members, right? You guys are going to present the negative peer pressure, and then the four of you are going to present the positive peer pressure. Right? Next week, be ready.
Yes.
I hope you guys understand what peer pressure is, ne? So, I want you to remember that you have the right to say what?
No.
To what?
Peer pressure.
Negative
Peer pressure.
Negative
Peer pressure.
So, please do not forget my homework, ne? And enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you, man.